Hey guys, it's Greg Saunders with GJS Capital Ventures, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to show you guys one of the deals that we got under contract in St. Petersburg, Florida, and also show you, well, our spreadsheet, where we get our numbers and kind of walk through the deal itself. So you can see here the property is 3451 22nd Avenue South in St. Petersburg on the southern end of the peninsula. So we can scroll in, and here is the front view of the house. We'll go into Google Earth. So it's a pretty small property, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 890 square foot. And as we look around, you have a couple of properties that have been converted into commercial space. You also have this rather large roadway, so 4 lanes going through the front of the house. So that does bring down the price a little bit. One of the reasons why I thought this was a more attractive property is that other houses have converted into commercial space, so this is something that could happen down the line with this. Now, you can see here it's got a window unit, so not too big of a deal, but something to take into consideration. So let's go into the spreadsheet. So here's the property address, as you can see. Now, Florida is a judicial state, so that means it's going to take longer to close than a non-judicial. It's a single family property, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 816 square foot, so on the smaller side. Now it is occupied, so that makes me feel a little bit better that the owner is at least still in the house. Chances are the utilities are still going to be on. They're not going to have ripped out the copper yet, anyways. The schools aren't the best. I rated them a D. Crime level from the Trulia maps was an orange, and it was purchased for $38,000 back in '04. Now, it was also refinanced back in 2013 for a similar price, but as we go through, the average rent on Rentometer was $674. Zillow had that at $990, so I'm looking more towards the $700 mark when I was doing my calculations. Now, the taxes are lower. Here in Texas, our tax rates are about 2.2 to 2.8%. So for me to see that there's only a $250 annual tax bill, that's good. And the delinquent taxes are only 2 years behind with escrow. So we're looking at about $800 to get the taxes caught up on this. Now, for my repair budget, I did a straight $8 per square foot to come in, do carpet, paint, replace light fixtures. So our repair budget's about $8,000. Now, for the size of the house, or I'm sorry, that was $10 a square foot, but for the size of the house, I think that's over budgeting, but that's okay. Now, for the property value, the county assessed it at 13.3, but Realty Track is 48,000, Zillow is 57, Trulia, which is ridiculous, at 86,000. We all know that's not true. And then NAR RPR is 62,000. So I went with a conservative 35,000. Now, the seller expectation is $10,000 for the non-performing first note. As we go through Florida and we see what they do in their foreclosures, it's 210 days just for the foreclosure process. That's the quickest that they'll get it done. And we are going to have some holding costs associated with it. The insurance is much higher. You're going to have that hurricane insurance to take into consideration. And let's see some other fun stuff for you guys. So, okay, UPB, 34,460. We're still waiting on getting back the payoff statements from the current loan and note holder. They said it was the 34,000, but I want to see if there's any arrears that we could possibly leverage. And it's at 7.63%. And let's just go to the end of the numbers that really matter. So if we go to our bids and exit, we're acquiring the note for $10,000. Our acquisition costs about $200 on that, so we're at 10.2. The cost percentage is 29%, and cost percent of UPB is 30%, so not too bad. Now, when we take in the construction budget, we're looking at our different options with the construction budget being part of that. So we're looking if we can get a deed in lieu at a return of 74%. All right, so if we can get them to just turn over the house and all the properties that I am selling are on seller financing now, we're looking at a 74% return on investment annual. I'm pretty good with that. Now, the holding costs are about $7,000. So again, if we can avoid those expenses, that's going to help us out a lot, because the foreclosure drops it down to about a 73% return on investment. That still seems a little bit high for that. But anyways, if we take it back as a rental, we're looking at a rent annual yield of 18%. So if you are looking to get 18% passive income, this is a great opportunity for that. And if we go off of the rental, we're seeing that a rental value is $47,000. So you look at the BPO value, that came back at 35. My estimates through the research are roughly 35,000 and an income base of 47. So if you're interested in investing with me on this property, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I will talk with you soon.